All right, there we go. What is good, my peoples? Jesus Christ, I literally just got home. Like I couldn't even fucking take a shower today before I got on stream. I usually am able to hop in a shower, get a bite to eat, you know, do a little relaxing before I jump on stream and start yelling at you niggas. But nigga couldn't even relax today. Traffic was so fucking crazy. But as you can see, if you can fucking read, we will be going over we'll be watching Myron talk to an ex-CIA officer about the war, and we're going to be watching an ex-Marine talk about how Israel shoots the kids at the aid sites. If you didn't know that already, because people just swear Israel is just the fucking sweetest, nicest people on earth, the moralist. What does he say? The most moral army is the IDF. Yeah, all right. Not when you're shooting kids trying to get humanitarian aid. Like, are you fucking serious? Anyways, we're gonna be watching that, and so we got a full plate today. Nothing, nothing too crazy. I already know. I think we did blow up a couple. I think Iran blew up a couple ships. But I'm not sure. So we'll see. But anyways, let's get right into this. What's up, Unc? I see you in the chat. Let's go.
The bitch shaking it, showing it. You this, you that. We laughing at them together. Oh! So stop treating these mother like they mean something.
Let's go to TikTok. All right. Let's start this. This is I want to say, I think this is Larry Johnson again that we got again, but I don't know for sure. So let's let him introduce himself. Has prostate cancer? What? He said W. I mean,
with the Central Intelligence Agency.
Wait. Oh, dang it. He got prostate cancer. Fuck. I am excruciatingly angry that Netanyahu got prostate cancer. I am so sad. So sad. Okay, let's go.
Both worked operations for a little bit.
Not trying to die, you know. These niggas Mossad listening. Palantir watching us right now.
As an
niggas not trying to live.
4 years with the U.S. State Department's Office of Counterterrorism. And then I embarked on a consulting.
Hold on, let me go back. I'm sorry, I'm over here talking this shit over my guy.
I did a few years with the Central Intelligence Agency, and both worked operations for a little bit, but mostly as an analyst. I also spent 4 years with the U.S. State Department's Office of Counterterrorism, and then I embarked on a consulting career that.
You're coming in a little bit low, Larry. Can you turn up your mic?
This nigga is always like in an assassin, like in a hoodie. Nigga always in a hoodie hiding some shit. Like this nigga's hilarious. Like Myron is so funny. Nigga always hiding. Like, but I get it, cause when you say crazy shit, you gotta hide, cause niggas be trying to kill you. So don't worry, I'm gonna have my hoodie on soon. Don't worry. Don't worry.
How's that? Is that any better?
That's better now. Yeah, now. And
Okay.
I turned your volume up too so they can hear you.
All right.
Sorry about that.
I think
Yeah,
the
bro sounded
volume-
like he was
I'm not
fucking
sure
whispering.
where the volume control is.
He said they could.
You sound better, though. You're good.
No, that's the thing, Alex. We need you. They can't come. We need you. They get you. That's the one less nigga we got. We need all the niggas we could get. All right. So we can't let them get you. Okay. That's the point. That's the problem. I wanna go out with a bang too. All right. Like a real nigga, like a man. But we need all the niggas we can get. Nobody.
Me too.
Okay.
That's why they gonna do shit, because they need all of us to act right.
Exercises
They need the
for
nobodies,
US
us,
military special
to act right.
operations forces. That means
For them to
care.
care.
SEAL Team 6 and a number of other units, some still highly classified, as well as did international financial investigations, product counterfeiting, money laundering. So I was fortunate because I didn't get pigeonholed. I worked with the intelligence side of the house, the military side of the house, the policy side of the house. I worked with law enforcement, with FBI, and so I got to sort of see the whole picture. Most people with government career, they get stovepiped. They see only
Unc with the
through one
fucking
little
sub.
lens.
Oh my god. Gotta pause. Gotta pause. Whenever we get a sub, whenever we get a follow, well, maybe not a follow because follows are a little iffy. But whenever, because a lot of bots be on kick. But whenever we get a sub like that, gotta pause. Gotta get appreciation because fucking goat behavior. Shout out to Unc.
I got to see sort of the whole enchilada,
Yeah.
for better or for worse.
Yeah, no, and me coming from law enforcement myself, especially from the law enforcement world, I try to explain to people that intelligence and law enforcement is so different, and you guys like. What was it? One of my friends was telling me, and I think I saw this in one of your interviews as well, that apparently Trump was trying to get the nuclear codes and stop them. Can you kind of go through that and give us a whole update on the conflict?
So I don't have direct knowledge on that, other than I was a friend of mine that I have a lot of trust in, who has always been a reliable reporter, shared with me this, said, hey, at this meeting last week ago Saturday, it was an emergency meeting. They were trying to figure out what they're going to do next with respect to Iran. And Trump was was talking about using nuclear weapons. And it was the way the person wrote it up, talk about getting the codes. And General Kane reportedly said, push back. No, we're not.
I want to but why would he just want to use nuclear weapons? I feel like somebody is telling him that you need to use nuclear weapons. And I know who that somebody is. I think I don't. Oh man, I'm trying to tell you, there has to be something on this nigga that they got for him to be just taking it up the ass like this. It's ridiculous right now. There's no way he's just getting money. There's no way money is just making him, he's just this greedy for money. There's no way, right? No way, right?
He has
to be in some type of underground sex ring. It has to be some demon shit, where you sacrificing children. It has to be. There's no way you're just doing this because you're Israel's giving me a lot of money. It has to be something else.
That's we're crossing a line there. I think that story.
Unc, I'm so glad you said that. That means you have a brain. Cause unfortunately, I did a lot of. Let me not say I did a lot of research. They aren't okay. So. I'm glad you said that. You have a brain. They aren't. Okay. So, and they aren't because we can look at, so they say we nuked Hiroshima, right? We nuked Hiroshima. This shit should be unlivable. This shit's supposed to be unlivable, okay? It's supposed to be like fucking Fallout over here. These niggas is supposed to be growing limbs and shit. Zombie land over here. How the fuck this shit look like this? But that's just the tip of the iceberg, brother. So don't worry. You onto something.
I felt it was true. That's why I talked about it with Judge Napolitano. It went.
It's just okay. So what I'm learning is that the only reason we're strong, the only reason America is strong is because we say we're strong, and we say, okay, look how big of these weapons that we have that are really strong and expensive. That's what makes us strong. We've never really had to use these weapons till now, and now everybody's seeing oh, having big, strong weapons don't really matter, because if you can't afford to keep up with the war, you're gonna go broke having these big, strong weapons. For why is the question? Yeah, like the guy said at the at the college, why are they? But I want to say, I forgot. I want to say it's not obvious, but it's they do this so they can all come back. Yeah, those are fake. Those are fake videos. How the fuck does how the fuck it blow the house away, but the camera stays still? The camera's perfectly still. The whole house blow away. The camera's like this. I'm trying to tell you, though, you smart, Unc. Don't worry. You smart, brother. You're smart, brother. Don't worry. I'm telling you, I do a lot of my research, so definitely smart. But yeah, that's why it's I don't know about this because it's supposed to be nuclear fallout, unlivable shit like zombie land. Like that's what niggas say. If you get nuked, it's over for you. On the table, on God, getting blown away by a fucking lawn like a leaf blower, like the fuck with dust around. Fucking these niggas, it's over. It's too many of us. It's too many niggas noticing. That's why it's like it's over for them now. Like we just have to keep. We need more niggas like me, like you, regular people helping everybody notice. That's it. That's what we need now. Regular people like us to help everybody notice, because it's no longer both of us in the basement talking to our friends in one town. I'm talking to we're able to connect, because if you comment on one of my videos, we're able to connect to people all over the world. So
viral. I didn't quite expect that, but they've
I've
even
seen-
made one of those Lego videos.
Oh God! Oh God!
where the Iranians
I'm trying to tell you.
They made one of them about me or about what I said.
Oh wow.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, those things go viral, man.
But then you had Trump saying he was going to end the civilization of Iran. Well, the only civilization-ending weapon we have is a nuke. Then today, at the briefing,
And this doesn't end civilization, because then we nuked them. That shit don't look ended. That shit don't look like it's ended. The fuck? We nuked the shit out these niggas. So
he made a point of saying that the United States would never use a nuke. So I think I think that is a result of me putting this information out there.
Yeah.
It's forced them into saying we're not going to use a nuke. That's great news. That helps de-escalate this. But Trump. I'm pretty sure that Trump said that or tried to do that, and that Kane interjected. I have been told by a completely different source, but that both John Ratcliffe, the CIA director, and General Kane have both become more alarmed at Trump's decision making and are pushing back harder now.
Yeah.
And then with the news of you telling me that he got prostate cancer, it's like you would think he's the one trying to escalate stuff faster because he might not trust the person behind him that's coming up. So that's why it's like, I really don't think it's even Trump saying this. It's this nigga net texting him, BB texting him, hey, you have to duke these motherfuckers, and he's going to, and that's what he goes and does. Japan back then. Yeah, that's what I saw. That's exactly what I saw too. It wasn't a nuke; it was a big ass firebomb.
You know, and the Wall Street Journal also reported how when the F-15 fighter jet pilot got
Cause why the fuck would it leave these shits up? Like this shit should have been blown away. It just looked like shit was set on fire. I'm so glad you said that. Cause yep, that's exactly what they were saying it was a firebomb.
Actually getting captured, that he was beside himself. They couldn't even be in the situation room. His aides had to update him.
Yeah, they kept him out. They felt he'd be a problem.
So, Larry, let me ask you this. Speaking of the
I knew it was
fighter
Larry
jet,
Johnson.
can you kind of give my audience, because I had explained this to a degree to them as well, but I'd love to hear it from you. You could probably go in a bit more detail based on what you can and can't say. That operation, what do you think really went down on that day before they got shot down?
Well, I have talked to somebody, he's an old friend, who was actually involved. He was sitting in one of the, what they call the crisis action teams, that was tracking this and coordinating with the combat search and rescue teams. So this was a real shoot down of that plane. Of the CIA and DOD did some deliberate misinformation to keep people off the trail. But that aircraft was operating in the area of Isfahan, a nuclear power facility, and just north of Isfahan is Natanz, another nuclear site. What I still haven't gotten it clear, it was clear that this pilot was hiding in this one location. Now, they've had several stories that, he had a broken leg and a broken ankle, injured leg, that he'd hiked 10 miles, he'd hiked 5 miles, he'd maybe crawled 1 mile, who knows. But they sent in 2 C-130J aircraft with 2 little birds on board. And those 2 little birds are special operations helicopters.
Were they C-130s or MC? I heard from other people that it was MC-130s.
No, it was a C-130J.
Okay.
It's a special JSOC bird.
It's a classified version of the AC-130?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it has a different. The MC-130 has more of a gunship.
Okay.
But this it was not the gunship. What
You were talking about the AC, Little Birds and the
C-130.
the JSOC version.
Yeah. So each 130 could carry 2 Little Birds, and then in addition.
He's just the world. Soros type figures? Most likely, I would say, because Rothschilds are the one who own a lot of. But it's a video that I saw where it was showing who owned everything. I forgot to. I should have saved it, but Rothschilds was like they were on there, but somebody is above them. That's why I was like, yes, Rothschild, but somebody is like above them. Like it's like 2 families. I think that's like above them.
In addition to that, another 15 passengers or personnel.
Or one family.
That means
I gotta
between
see the
those
video
2
again, but I'm
birds,
telling you,
I
saw that
then you
shit.
got to raise the question: how many pilots for the Little Birds were on each of those planes? I'm guessing that if you had 4 pilots per plane, that gets you down then to 11 people that would have guns that could provide perimeter security or whatever. They did affect.
I think I did see the Medici one. I haven't seen anything about the Orsinis, but I definitely saw the Medici.
The rescue, and the reason it was so high priority is
Regular
the guy
folk?
that was sitting in the back seat was actually a full bird colonel, and reportedly was the vice wing commander at Muwafaq Salti Air Base in Jordan.
And that was crazy too. That when I found out, like, okay, why is a Wizzo colonel involved? Like, what's going on here?
And that's a legitimate question, and it's not unheard of because in fact my friend that was telling me about this, he described his time when he was at Al Udeid Air Force Base 10 years ago, and the 2-star, the general who ran the place, he went up in one of the planes one time to fly a combat mission. Just because he wanted to, I'm tired of sitting here at the desk. I want to get some, So this guy did it, and then bad luck, they got shot down. Now there was other reports that JSOC was trying to do a raid on either Isfahan or Natanz. Well, we don't see evidence of all of the JSOC aircraft getting shot down, and certainly no casualty reports. So I don't know if that operation was planned and then canceled as a result of the shoot down of this plane in that vicinity. Was that plane actually providing some pre-bombing to prepare the area for a possible insertion? We don't know. All we do know is that they recovered the pilot, they got out, and the 2 C-130s and 4 Little Birds were left on the ground and destroyed.
So let me ask you this, because because I thought it was interesting that Ratcliffe was heavily involved in the press conference after the fact, and they were leading the efforts to recover him. For me looking in, and I'd love to get your opinion on this, was this a clandestine operation that got caught in the middle of said operation? This Wizzo was attached to that, I guess, operation, which explains maybe why he's high ranking, and maybe, they read him in and he was involved actively, and why obviously the CIA was involved in locating him because he was attached to this particular operation. Would that be?
I can't argue against that.
Okay.
There's, as I look at it, it's just there's still some oddities that aren't explained.
Yeah.
And because I raised the question, why do you take 2 Little Birds unless if you're going to fly 3 of them up to provide perimeter security and then 1 to go in to do the rescue? But that that seems like that's a lot of attention you're going to attract once you fire those up. And this, how the 2 planes got stuck is a question. because they're supposed to be able to fly out of rough terrain like that. So yeah, there's just lots of questions. That very well, what you just laid out very well could be.
Yeah, like
I can't come out and say definitively, oh no, that's wrong. No, I can't.
Yeah, when I saw that, a weapons system officer colonel, I was like, what's going on here? Like, and then like you said, you had a buddy that like a 2-star that was, wanting to get involved and go on this stuff. To me, I look at it like, okay, either it's because they're ready and they're more experienced. They probably put in, it was a cool operation. They want to be involved. We all know how the government is. I want to do this, I want to be involved in this operation, and they volunteer if it's like, sexy enough for them. So that made sense. And then the other thing too that I heard was that they were trying to establish a FARP, and that's when they kind of got caught with this whole situation and had to completely pivot and go rescue this Colonel Wizzo, and that's kind of why they all this aircraft was there that, like you said, the little birds.
That very well could have been. That's another reasonable explanation. So that's a forward area refueling point for people that don't know what FARP means.
So what are your thoughts on? Obviously, there's been a lot since we last spoke. We had the shoot down. We have the blockade of the blockade. What are your overall thoughts on where we are now? The Islamabad talks, it seems like those aren't going to happen anytime soon.
Right.
But the ceasefire at least is in place. I just saw a second ago that Hezbollah and are still bombing each other. So that's, this has got to be the most.
So without Lebanon getting unless Israel stops bombing Lebanon, what's it called? The Strait isn't going to be open. Hormuz is not. They're not going to open the Strait. They told Israel stop bombing Lebanon. They said, U.S. tell Israel stop bombing Lebanon and we'll open the Strait. And Israel has continued to bomb Lebanon through the ceasefire. So, still bombing Lebanon till today. So.
Most ridiculous ceasefire I've ever seen. First it was a ceasefire, then it's like, no, it's not going to be a ceasefire because Lebanon's not involved. Then stopped. Then started shelling southern Lebanon again. Then Trump went ahead and put the blockade in. It's like insane what's going on. What are your thoughts on all of this?
Yeah, the shooting has stopped at least between the United States on one side and Iran on the other. And Trump is desperate to get out of this. He realized he's caught, man. He thought he was going to be done in 2 or 3 days, and there'd be victory over Iran. And now, it's stuck. I think we got a hint today of what his exit plan may be. That if they can convince the Iranians.
Oh, can you update my people real quick? Because he had a press conference at 3, right? Earlier today?
Yeah.
Can you tell them kind of what went down there and then why you, what'd you say?
What he said at the press conference was basically if Iran doesn't have a nuke, then the American people can, it's worth paying $4 a gallon for gas, that you've now guaranteed that Iran no longer has a nuclear weapon or can acquire a nuclear weapon. And I hear from that and I'm going, oh, okay, that's what he's going to do. They're going to try to negotiate a deal with Iran. I don't know if Iran will take Iran would be willing in theory to do this, which is they'll agree to limits on enrichment. They'll agree to allow inspections of their nuclear facilities. But in exchange for that, immediate relief on sanctions, immediate return of frozen funds, and they get to continue controlling the traffic that goes in and out of.
So Trump said he'd be willing to concede. Trump said he'd be willing to concede to all that.
Well, he didn't say that directly, but that's when I heard him talking about how he was explaining the nuke, and then they said, "And we're not going to use nukes." So that was good. He fessed up. He's not going to use nukes.
Larry Johnson just saved the world.
Yeah,
like it's crazy. It goes viral. Like, oh no, I wasn't, because I believe it, man. I mean, he's been behaving extremely erratically, and I think Trump realizes that this war is a colossal failure. His approval ratings are low. People that support him, even like I voted for Trump. I'm not ashamed to admit that. Like I tell people all the time, I voted for him, but I'm not happy about this because part of the reason why I voted for him was literally to avoid this very thing.
Exactly. Oh man, and we're all in a long line. We're joining Tucker Carlson and his brother Buckley, Candace Owens. She's in that line now. Yeah, this is a lot of people feel just downright betrayed.
Yeah.
Over this,
especially since we get no strategic benefit.
Oh, none whatsoever. Well, in fact, this has hurt us. Now, I think
we literally don't even have any treaty or nothing with Israel. We don't have nothing like that with them. Like no friend treaty, no hey, we're allied treaty. We have none of that shit with them niggas. Like, so funny. It's so funny. We just give the money.
Iran's original demands was that the U.S. withdraw its forces from the Persian Gulf Arab states. They may not hold fast on that because they have essentially driven us out as a result of the 5 weeks of missile strikes. So they don't have to make too big of a deal of that. There's a deal there to be had for Trump. I think, we've seen all along, starting March 10th, we're told, U.S. is going to the Pakistanis, said, hey, see if the Iranians would give us a call, please. We want to get out of this. And Iran was like, no, you started this, we're going to finish it.
Yeah.
They've got that attitude. So this is, we'll see if the Sunday's the next big date, because was reporting that Trump told them 3 to 5 days. 5 days is Sunday, and then either the war will restart in earnest, or it'll drag on for a while, and then Trump in that 5-day period, he's at the 60-day mark where the War Powers Act kicks in. So he'll have to have permission from Congress to continue this, and maybe that's his plan, to say, hey, I'm just following the law. I was forced to.
And they also, and the Ford is back en route as well, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's back. It's back there. Yeah,
it's already back there.
Yeah.
So
they've got 3. They got the George H.W. Bush, Abraham Lincoln, and Gerald Ford.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the Ford? They said it was a dryer fire.
Yeah, right. I believe that. There was a friend of mine, Andrei Martyanov, a former Soviet naval officer, but became an American citizen. He showed a video of the Forrestal, an aircraft carrier during the Vietnam War, in which John McCain was the pilot, and he was negligent, fired off a
Controlled op. I mean, maybe Candace. I wouldn't say Nick is, but maybe Candace. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't say Nick. I would say maybe Candace, but it's it's hard to, cause it's like, cause I've been watching all of them for a minute besides Candace, and everybody still says the same thing. Everybody still really says the same thing. Really, they might not be as hard on it as normal, but everybody still says the same thing. So I don't want to say Nick isn't handled the Epstein shit at first. It's okay. We just sometimes Tucker's CIA. I mean, that's obvious though. Tucker's dad was in the CIA. You see what I'm saying? So like that's like the. But Candace and Charlie Freemason. Who? I'm trying to think. I'm just like I said. I could kind of believe Candace maybe, and maybe even Charlie. But Charlie used to support them too, and then was about to turn on them. It's a really you just have to, like you said, you got to pay attention to what they're saying and just do your own research. I like for example, Candace thinks that let me not say just Candace thinks that, because it's a possibility, but Candace says Israel killed Charlie, right? I don't think we've had any like real deep crazy evidence to say Israel killed Charlie. We've had definitely things that linked towards them, but nothing to like stay definitively like, yeah, this is what happened. But I don't like, I wouldn't consider her a op because she said something like that, to where like it's misleading, even though it might not be misleading. Like it's just like you said with the Epstein stuff, bro. Like, because I know what you're saying. Like when he was making fun of it, he made a sweater and stuff like that. Like, I value the like I just want to say every day might not be perfect. So it's like I try not to just, I try to take my like feelings out of stuff like that. Like just in general, does he give us good information? Type shit. In general, does she give us good information? Masons of Turning Point. When you have time off stream, look into it. Blah, 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 I will. I really got to look up Freemasons in general. Anyway, I gotta dig deep into that. I haven't dug deep into that part of the conspiracy world with the Freemasons, not yet, at least.
Hot round, a missile, something that blew up, killed like 19 sailors, caught the ship on fire. That fire burned for 19 hours. And so Andre's point was, here you got a real actual piece of munition that explodes. It burns for 19 hours, and these guys can't put out this fire for 30 hours.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Yeah, so I don't think we're getting a real story on it.
Yeah, I think they got hit by a drone or something.
Yeah, very.
You know,
They very well. Well, Trump admitted that at least the Abraham Lincoln had been hit. It was attacked, he said, from 17 different angles.
oh yeah. And then he said they shot everything down, right?
Supposedly, yeah, but I don't believe that at all.
What do you think the casualties are? I mean, the last report, I think they're saying like 12 or 13. What are your thoughts on casualties?
No, I think
400?
I think the death toll's probably up around 50, and the wounded is up around 800, 8 to 900.
So basically double what there's because they're saying now it's 13. I think they're saying KIA, and then they're saying around 400.
the best
injured.
option?
Do you think?
But I feel like if we all got together and we all sat down at the table, we would all come to an agreement on most things. Like, so that's why I feel like we, like, especially BNC, I feel like we would, if I feel like, let me stop feeling like I feel. When they're on stream, their takes might be a little bit more harsher or radical than if we were all in a group trying to make rational decisions. So I don't think they would be as hard or rational if we were all in a group actually making decisions together and, not in front of a camera. Us to make them for a reason. To them for a reason. Yeah, true. You did start to see a lot of Nick and a lot of Candace after October 7th. But it's like you said, it goes back to, why do they want us to hate them? Yeah, that's why it's like, it goes back to, why does it want us to hate them? So, and then it goes back to them trying to rebuild the third temple, the red calves. Oh my goodness. Trying to tell you. Oh my God. It's just, I'm telling you, this shit is just fucking. That's why we really have to push out and get people to notice so we can change what's going on. Because if we don't do that, if we don't talk, if we don't speak, if we don't, spread the word, nothing's gonna happen. Make big, yeah. That's why I'm saying, like, we gotta. They're doing it so that all of them feel safer in Israel, so that they can, do their little ritual that they have to do. Because I think they have to do like a ritual. They have to like get a whole bunch of people or something. But yeah, man, this shit is, it's like you said, it's weird. It's weird that they're allowing all this out. But I want to say, I just think it's like, it's too many of us now. It's not just one person where they want me to be. I'm not gonna run where the no. I'm talking about all the Jews. Like, they want all the Jews to go back to Israel. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make us hate them. So they're like, oh, see, they hate you. Come home. They hate you over there. Come home. So you're a real sis. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I'm a civilian like everybody else. I'm normal. I'm trying to figure this shit out just like every other normal nigga. I'm not trying to be. There's no 7K over here. I remember, what's his name? Officer Tatum did a fucking video today. And he was like, I'm not taking no money from nobody. And then he had the hat on and was trying to make it seem funny. Like, nigga, we know it's all right. Just say you are. Like, why couldn't you just be real? Like, just be real and say, yeah, I'm taking money from these niggas. Fuck you. I'd rather you say that than you just fucking act like you're not, it's just kind of corny. Because that means you know you're doing something wrong. When you hide it, that means you know you're doing something wrong.
It's double that. I know for Israel's taking a lot of casualties too. Israel's lost almost 2,000 in Lebanon.
Yeah. Well, and that's what Hezbollah does.
Yeah.
Hezbollah said, "Hey, come into my lair, man. We'll chew you up."
Yeah.
And that's what's happening. I heard today. I just saw the headline, but 47 soldiers were killed or wounded
just today.
Yeah.
Yeah, the IDF is not good on the ground, man. And then obviously as an invading country, you have a significant disadvantage.
Yeah, it's Israel's casualties have hit historic levels for the first time. The IDF lost 47 soldiers in 5 hours.
Wow.
Damn, in 5 hours? Shit.
That's off of a site.
That's a lot for them.
Yeah. That's off of a site called Borzik Men. So usually his information, sometimes, he bats about 500.
Gotcha. Well, no, that's in line. I mean, I've heard from one of my reputable sources too. They've lost roughly. Hezbollah's lost around 2,000 as well. It's pretty much like it seems to be a 101 of them killing each other. But so Trump's in a weird spot right now because I look at it like he's got two options. Either A, kind of pull out the region, which your tail between your legs and leave, right? And then he's gonna have to deal with people calling him a and everything else like that, or double down and stay and inevitably have to escalate, whether it's boots on the ground or God forbid he bombs a power plant or something. And then you can basically kiss the Gulf goodbye, because if they bomb power plants in Iran, I think the next step from the Iran perspective is to destroy power plants in the Gulf as well as desalination plants. And then that would create a real humanitarian crisis because it's getting warm. They're out there in the desert. Like 90% of their potable water comes from desalination. So that would be a nightmare. So it's like he's kind of stuck in between a rock and a hard place. What do you think is going to happen prediction-wise?
Well, first let me ask you a question.
I think if he's smart, he's going to back out. Or he'll wait till the 60-day thing, like Larry was saying earlier, and just say, oh, well, Congress isn't letting me do anything. I can't do anything. That would be smart. That would be like the smart back out. But let's see what Larry says.
Did you ever spend any time in Saudi Arabia or Qatar?
Or UAE, yes. Not Qatar or Saudi.
And what time of the year at UAE?
Oh, I've went there twice. I've went there in the spring and in the summer, and it's unbearably hot both times.
Yeah. So bad. So I was at Al Udeid heading into Iraq back in 2006, and man, oh man, I've seen pizza ovens that are all turned up high that are cooler than that place.
Yeah,
it was brutal.
Stupid.
Absolutely brutal. So. And that's going to hit in the next 3 weeks.
Yep.
The temperatures will start spiking. Trump doesn't have many good options on this. We've already weakened. The U.S. came into this conflict sort of like the mafia protector. We went to each of the Gulf states and said, "Hey, you need protection. Yeah, give us the money." So they'd give us money, and we promised them protection. Well, then started this battle, and what happened? All of a sudden, our protection was no good. It's just like. Being the kid down the street comes up and torches your pizza parlor, sets it on fire, and the mafia guys sit outside and watch and go, "Oh my, that's bad." But what can you do about it? Yeah. So they're in the situation right now that they're going to reevaluate their relationship with the United States. China's sitting back. They're enjoying this. Yeah. Because the longer, if this restarts, the United States is going to continue to fire weapon systems that are not easily replaced. In fact, weapon systems that some are reaching critically low levels, and they can't just be replenished easily by new production. Yeah. So I think China's got the big bag of popcorn just sitting back, and they're going to help Iran however they can to extend this thing and to attrit the United States.
So let you know the big difference of how badly the war on attrition is with finance. Iran can make like 100,000 to 500,000 drones a year. We Lockheed Martin, they only make 600 and something interceptor missiles a year. 670 interceptor missiles a year. Let's say Iran can make 10,000 drones a year. Lockheed Martin only makes 600 interceptors a year. fucking cooked, bro. A year, 600 a year, interceptors a year, and that's the only people that we really get our because we don't build our stuff in house. So that's how bad it is. Okay.
You see, that is a very likely.
Blew up our radar system that they've had more rain. Since Iran blew up our radar system, they've had more rain than in decades. Literally, reservoirs are overflowing. Jesus Christ.
The outcome.
Yeah, I mean,
I did see them blow up the radar system though. That cost something million dollars, and that's another thing. The drones, drone sends boom. Our interceptor system, it's a radar, it's a missile, it's the launcher, like, and it's not like we could just move the shit like, okay, drones. You know how they launch the drones? It's a billion drones in the back of a truck. They lift the truck up, the drones find the air, GPS track, boom, they go kill. Our shit is clunky. It's unnecessary. So it's like easy to target and expensive to pay for. We're fucked.
I agree. I think for the Chinese and the Russians, it's kind of, especially for the Russians have been able to kind of
controlling their weather. What?
Make a bunch of money. They've been able
that's
to
crazy.
kind of take the eyeballs off of them in their conflict with Ukraine.
Right.
And they've benefited quite a bit. So it's like and they're sharing intelligence with Iran as well. So it's like they're all benefiting from this. People say, oh well, China needs a lot of the oil that goes through Strait. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that Iran's probably more than likely taking care of them, making sure they still get what they need since they're such a strong ally, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it is. China is also benefiting financially because the payments that Iran is collecting, they're collecting it in yuan.
Yes,
and it's being deposited in a bank in Shanghai. So this is one more push to have the BRICS countries independent and outside of the petrodollar system.
And that's why another reason why the war is so bad is because if we can't defend the Gulf Coast countries, I wonder who could, or who might possibly say they could, or who might say they can, And then now they're running the Gulf Coast countries, the GCC, and everything's in yuan and Chinese dollar
system.
Something else that's interesting is because I saw a revised U.S. List for the negotiations, and I noticed that in this new revised list, pulling out of the Gulf was actually on the list, which I thought was crazy. Because, like you said, I think this opens the door because we couldn't protect the Gulf states, and they're reevaluating this relationship they have with us.
Right. So they're not like, oh, we need America to protect us because they're the only ones who can protect us. We might be able to fuck with Iran. You see what I'm saying? Like we might not have to worry about that because we might have Iran on our side, and then Iran got China and Russia. Then don't let it be. Don't let them start signing BRICS contracts.
I don't think, and I said this at the beginning of the war, I don't think we have presence in the region anymore at this point. We've failed. The whole reason we're even allowed to be there is to protect them, and we couldn't do that. And that's actually what got them attacked. So it's like, why would they bother with allowing us to keep bases there when it just makes them a target, makes them lose an enormous amount of money, makes them lose energy resources, tourism is down.
I will say, and what people don't understand is that they're just striking the places in the infrastructure there. They're not actually doing anything. Yeah, well, guess what? When people who only go to your fucking country to tour and have fun, and shit is getting blown up, they're not going to tour and have fun no more. So people aren't going to your country, so there's nobody there. I think 90% of Dubai's fucking finance comes from foreign foreign not foreigners, but foreign investments or foreign tourism. Like, ain't nobody there. That's the whole point of them being there, is to chill, have fun, and relax. Bombs don't relax you.
All across the region, me and you both know the Gulf states. These guys aren't
facts.
These guys aren't martyrs. These guys aren't people that want to fight. They want to just collect their money and chill and live in first world convenience and wealth and have tourism, and that's it. And for them to be getting bombed like this is unfathomable for them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Listen, the biggest out of the Gulf is it's a contest between Bahrain and the United Arab Emirate. And actually, I'd say it's the United Arab Emirate is probably more damaging because just so much more money was at stake. You know, they had built this major financial center and this luxury real estate empire. And then they had Jebel Ali, this major, one of the world's largest free trade ports. All that's dead.
Yeah, and the UAE, I mean, like, for example, Dubai's like 90%, immigrants or expatriates. So it's like, they heavily rely upon, and a lot of these
I literally just said that.
Gulf states are trying to diversify and, get more into the tourism and everything else like that. But, they're bringing down Zelensky for protection. Like, what? What's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the government, and the Trump administration realized, okay, we're gonna have to concede on pulling out of the Gulf because they're not even, they're making it look like, okay, here's something we're gonna give you, Iran. But I think honestly, it was like, you guys are getting out no matter what happens. We're not letting you rebuild the bases. We're kicking you guys out officially, and we're gonna get protection otherwise. So I think that's why the United States was willing to concede on that and say, you know what, we'll pull out the Gulf. But that makes us look horrible too, man. This war has been such a catastrophe.
I'm telling you, we look like shit right now.
Whenever you do a negligent discharge into your own leg, don't be surprised if you're limping for a long time. And that's the best outcome,
So also, I heard that the Parliament just passed. I think it got approved today that they're going to start accepting vessels going through in Iranian rials, and they're going to be charging them via that.
Yeah.
They've been.
So that just strengthens their own economy. So this is, this has, if the United States attempt was to isolate and weaken.
This has done nothing but strengthen. I was say this has done nothing but make Iran stronger. Now we gotta pay in fucking Iranian money to get through the strait. Now the strait is closed. I mean, not the strait is closed. Now they have all unilateral control over the strait. I'm trying to tell you, we really and we look like bitches.
In Iran, it failed completely, utter failure.
What are your thoughts on the blockade? Because the blockade has been Trump's, retaliation to try to, hurt Iran financially and try to get them to comply here. What are your thoughts on it? How long can it last? Is it effective?
It is not effective. And the reason it is not effective is we don't have enough ships. The Indian Ocean is a big place. The U.S. ships, if they were able to park right outside the Strait of Hormuz, they might have a shot at interdicting a lot. But they can't park there because they're within missile drones.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how could you have a blockade when the niggas who are your blockading are there? That's their country. You're blockading a part of their ocean that is right next on their border. Like, how the fuck are you gonna blockade them? All I gotta do is send a missile. I see a ship, I just send a missile. Boom. I'm sending missiles to fucking Israel. You don't think I can send a missile to fucking right in the strait? The fuck? So I was like, how the fuck is he gonna blockade shit? Like, they can just send missiles. You're not gonna blockade shit.
Drone range of Iran, so they dare not try to operate there. They'll get blown out of the water. Mm-hmm. So as a result, they're hundreds of miles away, and which means more ocean to cover. I think it was yesterday that 30 to 34 Iranian ships with oil made its way out of the Strait of Hormuz, and now the U.S. Navy reportedly captured one.
Yes, I heard about that the other day when they shot onto a vessel.
So one out of
I did hear they caught one.
34.
So 34 made it through. Were they Chinese flagged, or I know some of them were Malaysian?
No, they were
flagged.
Iranian flagged.
All the ships that went through.
Yeah. So it's just a reminder of the limits of U.S. power. If you're able to get into a confined area, then we'd have enough ships maybe to operate there. But this is
so they just don't even have the manpower to do it. Like, even though they want to do it, they simply can't catch every vessel that goes through.
Right. Yeah.
Man. Because I know that the Marines boarded that the other day. What happened? What ended up happening with that? Like, I know they captured the crew. The Marines got on it. They captured the crew members. What happened with that? Like,
I have not heard. That's a good question. I've been trying to find the answer myself. If they let the crew stay on board and sail it to a certain destination, or if they hooked it up and towed it somewhere, I don't know.
Man, have these? Because obviously, you've been in the government for a while. Have the always been this difficult to work with, getting us involved in some BS? Like, yeah. What
Oh,
were the dealings
jeez.
like with like the Mossad?
Yo, it's so funny because John Kirikou says the same thing. He's like, we couldn't let the Israelis in the office. They would always try to bug the office. They just horrible to work with. He said that all. He said that too.
Yeah, they are the biggest group of arrogant I've ever worked with. Okay, it is I teach firearms, and they talk about the three most important: knowledge, skill, and attitude. Mm-hmm. And so when you're teaching, the most important thing in that kind of environment is teaching is attitude. People got to have the right attitude that, hey, I'm open to learning something new. I'm open to admitting I may not know everything. I'm open. I'm cooperative. Not the, which is one of the reasons that you see they don't carry, when they carry concealed, they don't carry around chambered. In other words,
don't. Only those special forces do, right?
They may, but the reason they don't do that, what they have them do is they'll draw, and then they'll go up and grab the slide, reciprocate the slide, which then, as it goes forward, chambers, takes a full piece of ammunition and puts it into the chamber, locks it into the breech of the barrel. The reason they do that, and I'd have to look for the video, but there's an instructor explaining the reason they do that is they don't feel that the people that they've trained are properly trained to not keep their finger off the trigger. And my attitude is, look,
that's nuts.
If you can't be if I can't train you to keep your finger off the trigger until you got that gun pointed at what you intend to shoot, then that's the problem's on me. I'm a bad instructor.
Yeah.
But that's what and they take great pride in it. But I've gone out and tested it on a range. It increases your time a half to a second and a half, and in a gunfight that could be deadly for you.
Yeah.
So but when you try to tell them this, oh no, we know better, we're so smart, and they are the most undisciplined group of personnel. They're a reserve army. We've seen multiple instances of their misconduct early in the war when those three guys, they're IDF members. They got captured on October 7th. They managed to get free, and they were verbally contacting their unit, and they had their shirts off, and one was waving a white flag. They got gunned down by their own guys.
Oh,
their own guys shot them.
Animal directive.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. No.
That's crazy,
nuts, man. Speaking of what are your thoughts on the conflict going on in Lebanon with the? That was not getting as much media attention.
If y'all don't know what the Hannibal Directive is, it's where the Israel's starts an operation to where so they don't get any soldiers captured, because getting back captured people is annoying to them, so they don't want to have to do that. They kill their own people. All right. Inspiration now. Facts. Where'd you find these quotes at? No, that's facts. I like these quotes. These are good quotes. These are good quotes. Who said they were anti-constitutional? I feel like these are Mm. They had these concerns. Facts. I'm about to say this looks like I must not know the Constitution then, because this looks like America right here. Shit. Guardrails. Like, this is what we need. Patrick Henry was the GOAT. I definitely got to look him up. That's my boy. That's not giving me liberty to give me death. That's the guy. Okay.
Yeah, well, they're trying to work the deal. The United States is helping to pressure the Lebanese government to turn its military power on southern Lebanon and attack Hezbollah from behind. So Israel's wants to get them in the front and Hezbollah from behind and to the flank, the left flank.
So, and I know you got to get going soon, so I won't hold you for too much longer. So what do you think is going to happen from here? Do you think the war is going to restart? Do you think the war is done? Do you think the ceasefire is going to hold longer?
Bet Unc.
What do you think? Because I'm hearing about people saying, "Hey, I got orders. I got to go to the Middle East." Like in the summertime and the fall. He's obviously moving an enormous amount of assets into the region. Is he doing this just, I guess, to more brinksmanship, or is it really staging for the second leg of the conflict?
If he doesn't start the attack by Sunday, then I actually think he's going to be going strictly for a negotiated deal.
Okay.
Sunday is when the deadline's up. So if he extends the deadline again, that tells me he wants a solution.
What do you think the parameters are going to be? And do you think it's going to be struck in Islamabad? Or are they going to send out Kushner and J.D. Vance and everybody to meet again? Or what do you think is going to happen there?
I'll call it a modified JCPOA. The Iranians will agree to give up the 60% enriched uranium they have into the care of either China or Russia. They will allow IAEA inspections. They will also submit to a contract, a treaty, whatever, that they will never build a nuclear weapon. So and they'll come out and declare that all publicly. The United States then has to give up both unfreeze the assets, lift all the sanctions, no more sanctions, and leave Iran the hell alone.
With a congressional via Congress, so it sticks.
Yeah. So that's a way out, I think.
And Strait of Hormuz probably allow them to collect.
Yeah, this Strait of Hormuz, I was seeing some videos about the Malaccan Straits. Mm-hmm. The problem with the Malaccan Straits is you don't have entrenched army positions, missile positions buried in the mountains on the shores on either side. Iran does.
Right.
And Iran's control like that means they don't have to have people sitting right down there on the Strait of Hormuz. Can be back in a bunker 150 miles away and just monitor
and just bomb the shit out of you. That's why I was like, why the fuck would they want? How the fuck are you gonna blockade somewhere where a nigga doesn't have to go? I don't have to go to the strait to kill you. I don't have to go to the strait to blow your ship up. I could just send that motherfucker from the mountain.
the traffic and say, hey,
stupid.
Give them an order, get the hell out. Don't cross this line or else.
Yeah. No, I mean it's going to be very interesting, man. But no, Larry, where can the people find you, man? And I appreciate you coming on short notice, by the way, and talking with us. It's always fun.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate Larry. He's the GOAT. This is our second time watching him. Larry Johnson is definitely fucking goated. But yeah, I definitely appreciate you. Keep on doing your research because, like I said, them nukes. What else we was talking about today? Yeah, but them nukes is a little fake. The nukes is a little shaky, brother. I'm trying to tell you, they fucking the nukes, the space, the moon, all of it's a little shaky. But no, I like those quotes that you put in here. If you give up your power to a few minutes, yeah, it's all literally prediction, literally what's going on right now. Facts. Nah, they was cooking. So I definitely will ask AI tomorrow when I'm at work doing my research. But more embarrassment for the U.S. I don't know how Trump's gonna, weasel his way out of this war, but best way is out. It's the only way, really, because we don't really have any other benefit to doing this besides pissing off everybody else. That's the only benefit we get is we just pissing everybody else off because everything is closed. Darren talked about enough. You already know why. No, but those are definitely good quotes. But other than that, it was a definitely W stream. I wish we could have gotten to the ex-Marine with the exposure. We'll probably do it Monday, depending on if we get anything that happens during the weekend. Like Larry said, it might happen on Sunday. If not, then it's not gonna happen. But yeah, W stream. Don't forget, guys. Don't believe everything you hear. Don't even believe me. If I say the sky is blue, make sure you go fucking look it up and research and make sure you know that the sky is blue because you looked it up yourself. All right? Don't ever just listen to nobody, please. That would be fucking retarded. I appreciate everybody for stopping by, though. We got a good little take from Larry Johnson and Myron talking about the war and why Trump's strategy better be to back out sooner than later, or it's gonna get worse. Other than that, it's pretty chill. Pretty chill stream. Unc chatted with us all day today to go and put a sub in. Fucking love this guy, guys. But make sure you guys have a good rest of your weekend. I will see you guys on Monday. Appreciate everybody that stopped by. Appreciate your voice. Looking ass. Anyways, peace.
The bitch shaking it, showing it. You this, you that. We laughing at them together. Oh! So stop treating these like they mean something.
Let's go to TikTok.